Yo, what is going on, guys? Anthony here. Welcome back to another Black Clover mobile video. So I finally gotten home. There is a lot of stuff to me record. There have been a lot of news that has dropped today. If you guys want to go follow the Twitter page, Black Clover Mobile News, it is ran by Giku now, so shout out to him. He is not going to be running this account for the meanwhile, I believe so. So he is posting everything that we need to know when it comes to the game and stuff like that. And also go support his YouTube channel as well. He just reached like 1.5k subs, which is insane. So yeah, anywho, like I said, there's been a lot of stuff. Now, one that has really caught my attention today is this. So if you guys didn't know, when it came to the live stream a couple days ago, you guys remember that there was a part 2 to it in which I believe influencers got to play the game and all that stuff. And apparently they are keeping the dupe system the same. So if you guys remember the beta, which I will show you guys right now, the beta was like this, right? You had your dupe systems and you could either pull dupes from the, gacha system, obviously through summons, or we were able to get them in a free-to-play manner, which was the Affinity system. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Affinity system, how this works is pretty much like this, right? So you would have like an X amount of levels you can get your character's bond or affinity up to, and I believe it was up to like level 8 or 10, I believe. But anyways, within like levels 1, 5, 7, whatever it may be, right, we were able to get free character dupes. Now this was huge. Okay, the reason why this was huge was because pretty much we were able to get the character, right, and then we can get them to LR for free, which is insane. Okay, that is something insane to think about, and I didn't think that they were going to keep it. But based on this image that we are seeing, it seems like there is going to be somewhat of a affinity system where we are able to get free dupes of the character. Now, here are the pros and cons to this, right? Obviously, the pro is that, that means free-to-play players are eating good, right? I'm going to be eating good whenever the game does come out on my free-to-play account, meaning that I don't need to summon as much. The bad thing is that they could find a way to monetize other things when it comes to the gacha system, such as skill cards, because based on what we've seen so far, it seems like skill cards are indeed going to be a part of the gacha banner, which isn't something I was the biggest fan of, but it seems like they are going to be keeping that. So if they wanted to, they could heavily monetize the card system, because the card skills also need dupes, right? When you get them like maxed out, they do like additional buffs, and you do get higher percentages. If you played other gacha games, you are very familiar with how skill cards work. If you pull dupes of skill cards, they do a higher percentage of extra, buffs, debuffs, etc, stuff like that. So you guys are familiar with that. Now, if they do decide to keep the dupe system with the affinity system the same, the reason why it's not good is because that means less players have to put out less money for characters. They may not necessarily care about skill cards, and if you are going to be a person who is going to be playing the game and you're going to be grinding for the #1 spot, yeah, you are going to want to max out both your characters and your skill cards, obviously. But if you're someone who's just playing casually and you just want to go for characters and just get your characters to LR rarity instead, then you may not need to put out as much money as you would need to in other gacha games, such as, for example, 7 Daily Sins Grand Cross. I'm sure you guys heard of it because you guys videos, and I'm sure that most of you guys have played Grand Cross. Now with Grand Cross, you know that in order for your unit to really be stacked out, you would need to 6 out of 6 them, meaning you would need to pull an additional 5 extra copies of that unit to go ahead and get their ultimate to the highest level. Kind of the same thing here, right? When you want to go for the #1 spot or like high ranking in Black Clover Mobile, something that's really going to help your team out is being able to completely max out your character, which in this case is going to be LR rarity. So by them showing this off, or by us seeing this, it does confirm that there is going to be an affinity system in the game. Now there is some text up here which I'm not sure if this is saying this is the beta, so please don't take this, pretty much take it all with a grain of salt. This may not be the final version or something. I'm not sure. I can't fully translate that, but if it is, then that's great. Then that's something that maybe they're just showing off just for now, and maybe that's something they'll change. But let's just say that they do decide to keep the affinity system the same, to where we are able to get free dupes of the character. We don't have to summon as much. The game will be making less money, okay? And keep in mind, the devs really do want to make a lot of money. They think the game has a ton of potential to go ahead and make millions upon millions per month, which honestly I don't doubt it. I feel like they can, but by them doing this is going to be a big way in hurting them, and I feel like they're going to find other ways to monetize silly things for the game that's going to end up causing bad reputation for the game, if that makes sense. So like I said, there are pros and cons to this. I myself really do like the whole dupe system. Now, if they want to make it to where this is something I was talking about on Twitter, and I'm sure that some of you guys may agree or disagree with me on this, but so option one is that either they fully give us all the dupes through the affinity system if they are going to have that, right? So if they do plan on having the affinity system and they are going to give us dupes, they might as well just go ahead and give us dupes from, you know, base SSR level all the way up to LR or SR, whatever it may be, right? Pretty much you get all the dupes you need necessary from the affinity system, and you can get your characters to LR for free. Okay, that was my first option of thinking, and you know, we only see 5 levels here, we don't get to see it beyond that. My second option was maybe they allow us to just take a unit from SSR to UR, but if you want to get your unit from UR to LR, then you would need to summon for the remaining dupes. That was my second option. Now, thing was that is I feel like the second option would be viable, and I understand why it wouldn't be as well, but it could be. So let's just say they do decide to keep the affinity system as we see here on your screen, and they make it to where you can get a character that you have at SSR level all the way up to UR. Now, if I remember correctly, in order for you to get a SSR to UR, you were needing like 3 or 5 dupes or something like that. So if they want to do that, they can, and then the remaining dupes that you want to, you know, if you want to take your character from UR to LR, which most people are going to want to, then you would go summon for the rest of them, you know. Instead, if they completely want to get rid of the affinity system and just have it from, you know, SSR to LR, you need to summon for all the dupes, okay? If they want to do it that way, I don't think that would be the best idea, just because that is a lot of summons that you're gonna have to do. And keep in mind, we don't know if they change the race, the pity, and stuff like that. We really haven't gotten to see. I haven't seen the gacha aspect side of things, you know, in this whole entire live stream and everything that we've seen so far. They haven't shown us any summons or anything, so that is kind of my concern as well. The fact that we haven't seen any kind of like summon related, you know, videos or pictures or anything worries me, but I feel like we are gonna get that as time goes on. So, like I said, if they want to keep the affinity system, best option is just simply give us all the dupes needed to LR unit right off the bat. I feel like that would be the best option, and I feel like a lot of people would like that. Yes, the devs are going to have to find another way to go ahead and monetize the game even more so, because you're pretty much, by them doing this, you're taking away the biggest aspect to make money, in my opinion, right? The biggest aspect for a gacha game is to summon for characters, to summon for, you know, dupes, and to get them to the max rarity, which in the case is LR. If they go ahead and take that away, they're gonna have to find another way to go ahead and monetize the game, which I feel like would have to be through the card skills. That is my only, that is the best thinking that I can think of right now. So they either, you know, give us all the dupes necessary for us to go from SSR to LR, and they make the skill cards, you know, heavily monetized to where, you know, you just pull all the dupes and cards necessary to go ahead and max out the skill card. They could do it that way, or they could go with option 2, in which I said, you know, give us enough dupes so we can go from SSR to UR, and if we want to get the remaining dupes, either we can get them through, you know, shop like event shops, or we just simply summon for them, you know. So that is my thoughts on it. I'm gonna go ahead and play my beta video, which you guys can kind of see how the ranking or the dupe system was working. We were able to have, in order for us to go from SSR to UR, we actually had free dupes. We had universal dupes, and which were these right here, which you guys are seeing. These were like the universal SSR dupes that we could use to get our units from SSR to UR, I believe. But then from UR to LR, we were needing the actual dupes of the characters. We were not able to use these, I believe. So yeah, that was pretty cool of them to do so. But by seeing this, I'm just gonna go ahead and safe to say that we are going to be able to go from SSR to LR. That's just what I'm assuming right now. Obviously, it could all change because we don't see, you know, beyond level 5 affinity. Who knows? Maybe level 5 affinity is capped off. Maybe that's where it ends and it doesn't go beyond that. So if they want to keep it that way, great. If they don't, then we are gonna have to summon. But I'm hoping they do it in a free-to-play manner, because from what we've seen so far, I feel like a lot of people like this too. But if you don't, comment down below and let me know why you don't like the affinity system and why you would rather have it through summons, which I feel like a lot of people aren't going to disagree with me on that, but who knows. All right, I'm gonna end it there. I have a ton of videos to record after this. So yeah, drop your comments down below on the whole dupe system, the affinity, gotchas, rates, all that stuff. And yeah, I'll respond to them and I shall see you in this one, all right? Take care. Subscribe if you guys are new. Less than 70 subs away from 2K. All right, bye. Antho out.